The gilded facade of Buckingham Palace is cracking, not from age, but from the seismic shockwaves emanating from Prince Harry's ongoing visa saga. What was once a hushed whisper within royal corridors has exploded into a full-blown crisis, revealing a web of alleged deceit and a furious, deeply personal rift between the Duke of Sussex and his estranged family. Confidential palace sources, speaking under the veil of anonymity, have leaked explosive details suggesting a far more complex and potentially damaging scenario than the public has been led to believe. This isn't just about paperwork, it's about a perceived betrayal that has ignited a firestorm within the House of Windsor. The core of the controversy centers on Harry's admission in his memoir, Spare, to past drug use. While seemingly a candid act of confession, this revelation has triggered a legal minefield in the United States, where stringent visa requirements demand full disclosure of such activities. The potential for deportation, a consequence many would consider a mere hypothetical, has become a stark reality for the prince. However, palace insiders allege that Harry's initial visa application, and subsequent renewals, were handled with a degree of expediency that raises serious questions. It is suggested that certain details, perhaps even the full extent of his past indiscretions, were either glossed over or deliberately omitted, with the understanding that his royal status would offer a protective shield. This alleged preferential treatment, a stark contrast to the stringent scrutiny faced by ordinary applicants, has ignited a bitter resentment within the royal household, particularly from those who perceive it as a blatant disregard for the rules that govern everyone else. Furthermore, the confidential information leaked from the palace indicates an internal struggle over how to handle the situation. Some within the royal circles, it is claimed, are deeply concerned about the precedent this sets. They fear that any perceived leniency towards Harry will not only damage the monarchy's reputation for impartiality but also embolden those who believe that wealth and status grant immunity from legal obligations. These voices, reportedly including senior members of the royal family, are pushing for a transparent and rigorous examination of the visa process, regardless of the potential for embarrassment. Adding fuel to the fire is the alleged involvement of certain individuals within the palace who are said to have facilitated Harry's visa applications, acting as intermediaries between the prince and U.S. authorities. These individuals, according to the leaks, operated with a degree of autonomy that bypassed established protocols, driven by a desire to protect the prince from the consequences of his past actions. This alleged back-channel approach has been met with outrage by those within the palace who view it as a gross abuse of power and a direct challenge to the established hierarchy. The implication is that Harry was not simply a passive beneficiary, but actively sought and perhaps even orchestrated this preferential treatment, adding a layer of calculated manipulation to the already volatile situation. The fallout from this alleged visa feud has extended beyond the legal ramifications, deepening the already fractured relationship between Harry and his family. The perceived betrayal has exacerbated the existing tensions, creating a chasm of mistrust that seems insurmountable. The royal family, traditionally a bastion of discretion, is now grappling with the public exposure of its internal conflicts, a spectacle that threatens to tarnish its carefully cultivated image.